So, just finished having some lunch at Wendy's and heading back out onto the C&O. So we're gonna leave Cumberland, and apparently there's a slight detour. So we'll see where we get today. It's gonna be a good time. We're hoping to do about 30 more miles. And ooh, what's going on? Okay, I see what we gotta do. All right, so going 30 more miles, hopefully, and hope you keep coming along with me on this. All right, so normally you'd be on the other side of the river. Oh, okay, I see what we gotta do. Let's go around this little puddle here. Not puddle, but the old canal. And then go up that way. All right, interesting. All right, so now we're on the C&O proper. Right, it's not over there, it's here. Or do they combine? Anyway, let's start putting some miles in. I think it's that. Yes. Alright. So, unlike the Gap, which was a train route, the C&O Tow Path was a canal system where canal boats would be pulled from shore by horses, donkeys, whatever. And so off to my left is some of the old canal, which kind of exists, but not really. But it's there. Some sections are restored for historical purposes. And the path that I'm riding on is where the animals would walk. And as we go, we'll encounter the lock houses. A lot of them have been rebuilt, restored, and we'll show some of them off. I forget how many there are, but you know, it is pretty interesting, all the history behind this. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be giving all the history into it because I'm not 100% familiar with it. But I'll do what I can. Now, one other thing is on the Gap, I was showing off the mile markers as I found them. But on the C&O, they're not easily findable. They're not as tall. And the numbers don't face you. So I probably won't be pointing out too many of the mile markers because they're short and hard to find. And they're brown. So they tend to blend in with their surroundings. Alright, so here we have one of the many aqueducts which were used to carry the canal water over naturally occurring rivers and other things. So these would be watertight and basically a bridge for water to bring the boats. Came across this beautiful tiny little snapper. I'm debating whether or not to help him across the trail, but I don't think he's too interested in moving. Here we are, lock 75, one of the partially restored locks. You can see you got the doors there. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are aware how locks work and stuff, but basically the boat's gonna pull in here, then the doors are gonna shut, and then they're gonna start letting in water from up there. Overall, the water raises until it's at level with the canal upstream. Then once that happens, the doors on this end would open and the boat would continue getting pulled out. And vice versa, if it's coming from here going this way, it's going to pull in, then they're going to let the water out to let the boat down to continue on that way. So this one looks like it might have been 2 locks. Whoop, got a little bit of stuff on the lens. So it might have been 2 locks here. Unless this is more of a spillway to let excess water down, I'm not sure. But there we go, we got the lock house. And that's where the keepers of the lock would stay while they were on shift. So whenever a boat came and was ready, they had to operate the locks. So, you know, earlier I said I don't remember how many locks there were, but there are 75 locks heading down to DC, and whew, yeah, we'll try to find them all. We are at lock 70 at the lock house, and then going down that way for the rest of it. Here's another aqueduct. I wonder if they're gonna put those blocks back in place, or if they took them out for fuel. I don't know. Block 67. Okay, got my lights on, ready for the Paw Paw tunnel. Oh, I should probably take my glasses off. Dark enough, I don't need to not see what's going on in there. And hopefully, I am not, there we go. Bump, bump. Hello. Oh, I think there's people in there, right? So I guess I timed my trip pretty good. The tunnel opened up just a couple days ago. So had this tunnel not been open, I would have had to have gone up and over this mountain on a footpath. Thankfully I didn't have to do that. So from what I'm told, they resecured the sides, reinstalled new decking, or installed new decking, so it's nice and comfortable here. Because I remember, I think the last time we were through here, it was just all like piles of loose shale. So this is definitely much safer. You can see the truck's still there, so they're still kind of working on it. But at least the tunnel's open, and who knows what this will look like in a few more months. Back to the ride. Oh, yeah, there's the loose shale that I remember. I'm sure they'll probably put a fence or a railing up over here because this is kind of narrow. Dock number 65, right? Oh, 64 2/3. There's another lock like real close. Yeah, there it is. Ugh, 63 1/3. I don't know what that means. Alright, so stop for the day, set up camp. Here we got my crew is set up, got my bike. Well, the rain tarp is airing out, but it's not really going to be needed. It is supposed to be nice tonight. And I got the rest of my stuff over there. You know, getting ready to eat. But, so today was a pretty muddy day, which is kind of how I remember doing the C&O last time I was here. But I did notice a few changes, and I'm going over the bridge from my campsite to back to the road for a sec. But one thing I noticed was the wells. So last time we were here, me and John, the wells were treated with iodine, so they were safe. Now it's don't drink it because it's not treated and it's only for cooking or if you have a filter. But on top of that, this well is dry, so that kind of sucks. I was counting on getting water out of the well for cooking purposes, but I can't. So I'm gonna have to use what little is left of my drinking water to make some food tonight. Probably do that in a little bit, but you know, I'm having a good time. I mean, the campsites are nice. This one hasn't been mowed in a while, but it's pretty nice. And then just down over there is the Potomac, I believe. It's supposed to be. Yeah, well, it's not that deep, but it's there. So that's going to be the end of day 3. Yeah, end of day 3 for me. Today we did about 65 miles when you include the little bit of the Allegheny Passage and the C&O together. So about 65 miles, which is pretty cool. We're 149 miles outside of Washington. And, you know, we'll see what we can do tomorrow. Weather's supposed to be okay for tonight. I think they're still expecting a little bit of rain for tomorrow. But thank you for coming with me on this part of the trip, and I hope you come back for more of it. And I'll see you then.